Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to tonight's coverage of the Loose Lugnuts Racing Tuesday Night Throwback Series. Brought to you by Over the Top Designs. Ready to go green for round number 2 of season 2. 10-4.
Alright, so I just started
Alrighty, folks. Like I said, welcome to Loose Lugnuts Racing Throwback Series Season 2, Race 2. In the booth tonight, Rachel Thornhill with me, having a little bit of computer issues on her end. Hopefully, we've got it all figured out. Rachel, you missed Daytona, but it was Randy Arms picking up the win at Daytona. No surprise there.
I'm not shocked at all. I mean, Randy had a great season, last season. And I mean, he won a lot of the races that they had. And so I'm expecting him this season to maybe, pull off going to the chase. I mean, because he missed some races last season. That was the only reason why he didn't go.
I will go as far as to say last season was really the only reason he wasn't battling for that title, like you said, was he didn't make the races. And I honestly think he could have got the championship there last season had he had made that playoff. So it's a good sign. He's made the first 2 races this season. We'll see how it plays out. But we got to go qualifying at Rockingham here tonight, folks. So we're going to get ready to get going with qualifying here. And on track right now, Mitchell Reeves on track as well here at Rockingham.
Yeah, you also have Justin Michael out there right now.
Michael there. A couple of new faces here tonight. And this league, again continuing to grow as far as the 87s. I know Anthony P. Galligan, I think this is his first race with the 87 car. You've got, let's see, who else? James here. So we've got a good group, as you see Reeves first lap around Rockingham, 25.264. I've actually got Reeves blinking in and out a little bit. That's concerning for the driver of that O2 machine.
Yeah, and he also got kind of loose coming out of that lap that he did. So, and that could have been when he glitched. He might have had that problem. So.
And look at the 27 machine. P2 on the board right now. Dylan, great qualifying effort. But it's Jeffrey Merck on top of the board right now. Dylan Gonez second, Mitchell Reeves third, Anthony P. Gowan in fourth. And we're looking at Justin Michael in the 87. We're running out his qualifying lap here in the Tasmanian Devil Goodrich machine. And Randy Arms, top of the board, 24.6 lap.
We shouldn't be surprised with that one, though.
No surprise. Zach Castrol, number 83, top of the board right now. Out of the guys that have qualified, Brandon Thornhill headed off into turn 1 and 2 in the Super Flow 68. We'll see where Brando turns in here tonight. What do you think? What's your expectations for Brando here tonight?
That I don't know. I'm not sure when it comes to Rockingham, like if this is a track that he likes or not. But currently, right now, he's in 7th. Well, actually, no, I take that back. He's actually moved to 4th. So.
Well, he's sitting there at a 24.48. But look at James and Randy, 24.439 to a 4.40. Those two in their own league, 0.2 of a second faster than the rest of the field that is qualified tonight. Shocker,
yeah.
Right? I'm so
no,
shocked.
Not at all.
Well, as we are getting ready for this event tonight, 125 laps, Rockingham Speedway here tonight. If we've learned anything about Randy and those guys. If you let them up front, man, it's so easy. It seems like for those guys just to check out at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing like, what ends up happening. I mean, because this field right now, just based off the times, everybody's really close. So, I mean, we'll have to see. But as far as qualifying goes, so far we only have 10 cars that have qualified.
Yeah, 10 of them has posted a lap here tonight. And I hate to point this out, but I'm going to. You see down there in P10, Anthony P. Galligan. Now, his experience is mostly with Xfinity cars and Cup cars. And you can see just how much different these cars are from the Xfinity and Cup cars. Anthony pretty much a full second off the pace right now. And that's just the difference between those cars.
Yeah, no, I agree. Driving these cars, from what I've been told, is way different than driving the regular Cup and Xfinity cars. And I'm not sure if how many times Anthony has been in these cars, but this is his first race that I know of, in this league. So it really depends on how much practice he's had in these cars. If he's really new to them, that's probably what could be expected. Is he might end up towards the back for the beginning, but then once he gets the hang of it, he'll probably start moving towards the front.
And you look to field folks. Rob Haynes not qualifying. Jack Watts no qualifying lap. Trip Drum no qualifying lap. Brian Abbott, Keith Haney, and James Haney also not qualifying here tonight. Quite a few cars not turning a lap. Let's take a look here at your starting lineup here for the 125 at Rockingham. Over the top designs, as always, on board. Randy Arms and James, your front row. Row number 2, Jeffrey Merck, Brandon Thornhill. Row number 3, Scott Patton, Justin Michael. Row number 4, Dylan Gonez, John Pansola. Mitchell Reeves, row 5, Anthony P. Galligan starting in 10th. As we get into the drivers that did not turn a time, Rob Haynes, Jack Watts, Matt Drum, Brian Abbott, Keith Haney, and James Haney. 16 cars will start tonight's event at Rockingham. So Rachel, race 2, 16 cars to take on Rockingham in North Carolina. Should be a fun night, one fast repair, and no tire limit that I know of for this series right now. So we're going to get ready to rock and roll these cars. You get one chance at getting it fixed if you make a mistake. What would be your plan if you're out here tonight, Rachel?
Well, actually, they must have just changed it because the tire limit is 3.
I did not see one earlier. My apologies.
Yeah, no, they
So
might have
3.
changed it just recently.
Or
But
I
yeah,
did,
it's
or more likely, I didn't see it. That's
okay.
the more
Yeah,
likely
so
option.
tires, yeah, so the tire limit is 3, 70% fuel, and 1 fast repair. So
3 sets, that changes a little bit here because we know Rockingham, we know it's going to eat these tires like a vulture here. And, yeah, I would not want to run this race on 3 sets of tires, to be honest.
right. Yeah, I agree with you there. So these guys are really gonna have to conserve their tires as much as they possibly can, since they have such a small tire limit. Fuel-wise, that's not really gonna be what they have to worry about so much. Like you said, it's gonna be tires.
And don't forget, thank you to our primary sponsor, Over the Top Designs. You need a car or anything painted, even die-cast replicas. Don't look your best. Look over the top. Contact John Hendricks on Facebook. He'll get you hooked up with a nice new ride for this iRacing summer season. We're going to get ready to go green. Rachel, Castrol, Randy Arms on the pole. No surprise there. 125 laps at Rockingham coming up. And we are coming to green. We are green at Rockingham.
Yeah, it looks like Randy got a pretty good start. But you've got
That's James on the outside there, staying
right.
with him, and look at him. Look at the run he got down the back straightaway, Rachel.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely able to make that outside line work for him.
And look, coming right behind him, the friendly old 60 machine of Jeffrey Merck right there in the P3 right now.
Okay, so I'm just seeing that we have Scott Patton in this race. Um, currently in
Looks like fourth.
fours, yeah.
Yeah, he's
So
underneath Reeves right now. He's in a different paint scheme. You got to bear with us, guys. We're trying to get used to new paint schemes, and we got a car out of shape. That's the 8 out of shape there down the front straightaway, or back straightaway. These new paint schemes, Rachel, hey, it's going to take us a while to get used to them.
right.
Patton there up on the high side, Merck getting back by him. Brandon Thornhill setting in fourth. Justin Michael in fifth. The McDonald's machine of John Pansula, a new paint scheme out there this week in the 01. Beautiful looking McDonald's right here.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier that he had a different paint scheme. It looks like a lot of these guys just kind of threw us off a little bit. We're kind of used to seeing specific paint schemes.
Oh, contact there between John and James. Oh, big contact and James outside wall. This is going to be big. Haynes involved. Big wreck turn 2. No caution as of yet. We've got to get a yellow on this racetrack. Still no yellow. Are you? Wow. And that was
Yeah. Okay, now the yellow came out.
Yeah, there we go. The admins must have called it, but what a mess. Holy cow. And unfortunate there for James. He started up there in P2. He ended up side by side. You see it on your screen right now with the 0-1 of John. They make contact. And just the 8 never called it, and neither did the 0-1.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked how iRacing did not throw that caution. Yeah, one of the admins had to throw it. So that was really weird.
Yeah, and I think and that caused a problem because you're going to see the 199 come through here. Now they're still green and they're wrecking big, and you're going to see these guys trying to figure out a way through because they're still green, right? And everybody's having to check up and go to the apron. And wow, one car come through like a rocket ship on the outside, nearly got involved. That was the 82. Watch this. That was Brian there in the 82. He's going to come through like he was shot out of a cannon. Again, they were still green, so he's still in the throttle and just squeezes through that. We got to do something about these yellow flags, man, because it can cause havoc like it did right there. Cars on pit road getting up faster there. 82 looks like he's going to call it a night. James 2 laps down. Now he's got a faster pair, Rachel, but he had to tow the car. That's going to put him multiple laps down here.
Right. Yeah, he's currently 1 lap down. But I mean, obviously still going around. He's probably going to be at least 2 laps down by the time they go back green.
No, he's 2 right now. Let's see where Randy is. Getting ready, actually, probably to go 3 here pretty soon. They're double file getting ready to come back to green. Just a shame there for James that his race started outside pole. Now looking at 3 laps down. And he was really the only car I felt like that was fast enough to compete with Arms there.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Unfortunately, though, I mean, he got caught up in that wreck, and of course, with him being multiple laps down, it'll be hard for him to, catch back up to Arms. So
he's going to be all but 4 laps down when we go green. He's still on pit road, and they're coming to green right now. So yeah, this is not no
Right.
good for him. So we're gonna go back green. Well, who's got anything for Randy now, Rachel?
Well, I mean, you got Scott Patton and Jeffrey Merck towards the front.
Yeah, and Merck was able to move his way to second on the restart. Haney right there, Keith Haney and Mitchell Reeves right there in fourth and fifth. Justin Michael in the 87 Goodwrench machine there as well, along with Jack Watts, John Pansola right there in ninth, Dylan Gomez in 10th, and looks like the 22 machine, or 27, excuse me, of Dylan Gomez, that number on the car almost like it looks like a 22, is going to drop back to 10th here on the start. So what are you thinking here, Rachel? Early on, one car was big involved in the early. That was a good car. Big wreck takes him out. So what do you think? You think these guys are going to try to take it easy here for a little bit?
I think so, because the thing is, I mean, you still got a lot of laps to go. They really need to, you know, be cautious, but also they also have to mind their tires because, like we mentioned, they only have 3 sets of tires, and Rockingham is bad about eating tires up. So I think these guys eventually are gonna start spreading out and trying to, conserve as much as they can.
Don't look now, but a very familiar Exxon 68 machine looks to the inside of Randy Arms into turn one. We may have a pass for the lead right here, Rachel.
Yeah, I mean, let's just be honest. Brandon Thornhill kind of came out from nowhere.
And so we got the 60, the 83, and the 68 all in the top three. And it's going to be Mert going to the lead. Brandon's going to slide to third. And Arms backpedaling a little bit.
Yeah, now Randy is currently in second, so we'll have to see though. I mean, he's not that far off the pace, and I mean, so there's still time for him to catch up to Mert.
Well, look at the front of the pack, and we talk about experience. Here we go with Mert, Randy, Thornhill, and Patton, top four. That is for some of your most experienced guys in this car, in this league right now, showing the way at Rockingham. And I think because Rockingham's a driver's racetrack, you really have to drive this place. Experience is going to pay off big.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I mean, Mert, Arms, Thornhill, Patton. I mean, these are all drivers that, I mean, we saw obviously last season. They've been in this league for quite some time. So, I mean, you see them week in and week out. So I mean, it doesn't surprise me that they're up there, towards the front. Um,
I tell you what, one car that's kind of surprising me right now is Dylan Gomez inside the top 10, right in front of John Pansula right now, and 8th, having a very good run tonight.
yeah. And one thing, Dylan will definitely tell you, he's more of a road course guy. So you know, I mean, of course, he does run, these type of tracks as well, but he'll always tell you that he's more of like courses are more of his thing. So to say that he's in the top 10, and I don't know how much practice he's had in the 87 cars because he normally runs the Xfinity and the Cup cars. So I mean, to say he's in the top 10 and he might not have that much experience in the 87 cars is really impressive.
Yeah, very weird. And you take a look right behind him with John Pansula right here. And as we kind of predicted, everything kind of settling down for a little bit right now. We're almost 20 laps into this race so far, and everything kind of settling back down for now.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much have, I mean, the ones that are the closest to each other are obviously the very front of the pack, but then you've got some people that are a lot further spread out towards the back of the field. And I mean that's to be expected. I mean they still got many laps to go, so um, there's no reason for them to be like driving aggressively right now.
As we go back up front, look at this. Randy Arms trying to reclaim the race lead over Merck. Double file into 3 and 4. The Castrol 83 machine, he'll edge ahead. The Exxon 60 Chevrolet will drop behind. Randy Arms to the race lead. So Randy Arms back up front, getting back around Jeffrey Merck.
Right, and that's what I had mentioned. I was pretty certain that Randy would eventually catch up with Merck, because I mean the amount of like the gap between them was pretty small. So.
And another car coming into the frame right there. That is a Superflow number 68, a Brandon Thornhill working the bottom here. He'll be just about alongside Merck here as they head down the front straightaway. Another great contender up front. And it seems like Merck is kind of falling off the pace a little bit the longer we're running here.
I'm wondering if he kind of burned his tires a little bit, trying to stay up there towards the front. And if that's the case, then he might keep falling off, off the pace. The longer they go before they make pit stops.
Yeah, and that's the case. Last time by, Merck was the fastest car on the racetrack last time by, but again, it's going to be about consistency, keeping those tires in under you here. You've still got 100 laps to go, and this has got a green flag feel to it again. Remember at the end of last season, by the time we got to the end of the year, we were having very long green flag runs as Patton moves to third around Thornhill. But again, last season at the end of the year, we were having very, very long green flag runs, and this is starting to get that feel again here tonight. So I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be shocked if we have 60, 70 laps here of a green flag run, Rachel.
Oh yeah. I mean, these guys are, trying to keep it as clean as possible. So that actually doesn't surprise me. But I mean, you do have Scott Patton that's currently, in the third position. It looks like Brandon Thornhill moved back one spot, so now he's currently in fourth.
Yeah, and like you said, you look at the top 3, 4 cars, it's pretty much who you expect to be up here. Again, Arms leading, looking for win number 2 of season 2 off the bat, but here comes Patton in that 603 machine to the bottom. Sponsor on that race car, brand new sponsor for him. Got Patton to second now with Randy Arms leading. As long as Arms just kind of hits his marks, I think it's going to be very hard for anybody to get around Randy here.
Right. And then, I mean, you also have Brandon Thornhill that was to the outside of Merck, trying to pass him up for that third position.
Now Thornhill scored third, Merck scored fourth. Michael in 6th, Haney in 5th. That's your top 5. It looks like the 8 has retired from this event. Very unfortunate for James there. Had such a great qualifying effort. Started up front on the outside. Got wrapped up in an incident early on. Now it's going to be a bad result for him at Rockingham. Meanwhile, Merck going to power through over Thornhill, moving Thornhill back to 4th.
Yeah, it looks like they're just pretty much trying to battle each other out.
Another little bit of surprise here to the top 5, Keith Haney, right there in the 887 machine. Great run for him, running 5th right now.
Right, yeah. I mean, he's moved up from he started 15th and he's moved his way up 10 positions. So, yeah, I mean, he's definitely been the biggest mover throughout this whole field.
And the next car to go a lap down will be Anthony P. Galligan. You see him headed off into turn one. He's running 27.5s here. He's just a little bit, almost a second off the pace. Just trying to hang on to that machine at this point. And you see Randy Arms actually closing in on that lap traffic as they head into 3 and 4. It'll be not too much longer from now that Randy will be on the back bumper of Anthony. And we'll see Anthony drop one lap down.
But I mean, Scott Patton is what about 9/10 of a second behind Randy. So if for some reason that lap traffic starts to slow Randy down, Scott could catch up with him.
Yeah, if Anthony slows Randy down much of all at all, Scott's going to be right there. And it looks up ahead. Anthony's running a really high line to try to let these leaders go. As we hop on board with Randy Arms as he closes in on this lap traffic. Good move by Anthony. He'll drop to the apron and let everybody go. That's going to be no issue at all up front. Very smart move there by Anthony. There is Jeffrey D. Merck. Still battling with Thornhill. Keith Haney right there in the mix. What about Justin Michael? Haney got hung up around Galligan there for a moment. He'll work his way to the outside of him here momentarily. As we're 35 laps into this 125 lap race tonight.
Yeah, I mean, these guys still have a long way to go. So I mean, they could definitely try and take it easy right now. They don't. Oh,
and
caution's
caution's
out.
on the racetrack. We'll try to get a number on what's going on here. Not exactly 100% sure what that yellow was for. We're going to try to look and see if we can find it.
Yeah, I wasn't able to see who it was.
Oh, it was Brian here in the 82 getting sideways out of turn 2 all by himself. Caution goes on the racetrack. All right, folks, second yellow of the night. We're going to step away for a commercial break. When we come back, we'll be ready to go to green again here at Rockingham. And no, we're still under the same caution. Alrighty, folks, back here once again. Scott Patton, Jeffrey Merton. Your front row for this restart is pretty much everybody hit pit road. Randy Arms cycles to third. 40 of 125 complete here tonight for the Lucent of Lugnuts Racing Tuesday Night Throwback Series. Season 2, race number 2 from the Rockingham Speedway. So, as we get ready to go back to green, Patton, Merck up front, ready for a restart. Well, Rachel, everybody's got fresh tires again, so one of those sets of tires is now gone. Pretty much everybody in the field only left with 2 sets of tires here. 40 laps in the books. What are you expecting to see on this restart?
To be honest, I mean, you've got Randy right behind Scott and Mark, right? So I have a feeling that Randy's gonna, maybe get Patton that push so he can actually get towards the front. But I mean, Patton got a really great start.
Yeah, he did. He was able to jump out ahead. Look at Merck diving down in line. 41 on the board of 125. Great start for Scott Patton. Merck the second. Randy in third. Justin Michael sets fourth. Fifth, Brandon Thornhill. Sixth, Mitchell Reeves. Seventh, John Pansua. Right now, battle for eighth is Jack Watts and Keith Haney right there inside the top 10. Jack Watts, one of the drivers we haven't talked about much tonight, but sitting inside the top 10 in the familiar Budweiser 77 machine, along with Dylan Gonez back here in 10th. Trent Drum right now in 11th. Up front, Scott Patton, though, coming under fire from Randy Arms early into this run. Arms to the bottom, and he will clear Scott Patton. New race leader, Randy Arms.
Yeah, I told you it wasn't going to take very much time for Randy to, move himself up to the front. I had a feeling he was going to come for Scott pretty fast.
And Scott actually lost the car in 3 and 4, washed up the racetrack. He's going to let Justin Michael go to second. Now he's got Merck underneath of him and batting in the outside wall there. He's having a ton of trouble once he got moved off that inside line. He's going to drop from what would have been second now all the way to sixth. Wow. Patton just having a ton of trouble there on the top lane.
Yeah, I wonder, if what happened there for him to get so loose. And hopefully he doesn't have too much damage, like especially on the front of that car. Because, I mean, he did hit the side, but I'm not sure if he hit the front of the car, too. Because if he did, that's going to really hurt him.
Yeah, everybody working their way through. 46 on the board this time by. 46 of 125 complete. Mert, Thornhill, Reeves, right there in 5th, Haney in 6th, Watts in 7th right now.
Yeah, it looks like Jack Watts has definitely moved himself up throughout the field. I mean, he started in 12th, and now he's currently in 7th.
Taking a look right now, Dylan Gonez there in 11th. 12th is Trent Drum. They're also fighting his way through. 27 machine of Dylan Gonez sitting in 11th. And we got trouble back straight away. That is Brian out of shape. He'll hang on to it. Great save by Brian. He's 2 laps down. Just trying to hang on to that race car. Up front, though, it's still Reeves, Thornhill in 5th and 4th. Randy Arms with the lead. And a good lead right now by Randy. It's 0.4 of a second at the front of the pack.
I'm not sure what happened, but I heard Thornhill here kind of yelling like as if like something was about to happen in his little pack. So where him and Mitchell are. So don't know. Maybe he lost control.
Well, he seems to have it back under him now. Kind of funny, you just hear Brandon yelling in the background, right?
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh no. Might need to check to see what's going on back there. So, but no, it looks like he got it. He might have just got loose or something. Um,
Well, we are talking about Brandon, the driver that tends to go off in that corner and hold the clutch and not realize it. You know,
you never know. Could have been one of those type of incidents. So,
you do realize he's never going to live that down, Dale.
no, not at all.
You told the wrong person.
Yeah,
Reeves right
but
there in sixth, Jack Watts in seventh, Keith Haney in eighth right now. Haney having a great run right there behind Watts. Those two putting on the show for the sixth and seventh position here tonight.
I have to say though, Justin Michael. I mean, he started in sixth. He's obviously now in second, but I mean, he's closing that gap between him and Randy.
Yeah, it's somewhere around 4/10 of a second right now, so he is slowly closing in here and doing a very good job of it.
Yeah, because right before that, well, now it's dropped to, we're talking about 0.2 of a second. So I mean, he's definitely cutting off some time. So it won't be long before he catches up with Randy.
And never mind, he's underneath of him now. Wow,
Okay.
just that quick. Wow.
Yeah, I knew he was cutting down some time like really quickly. So
But he got tight there, Rachel. Couldn't make the pass work. But he was definitely coming. Randy trying to hold off Justin Michael there in the 87 right now.
yeah, I mean, Justin tried to go on that high side, and I think that kind of like slowed him down. So it just didn't really work for him.
Yeah, he's really having to push the race cars for 55 and 125 complete here tonight at the Rockingham Speedway for the Loose Lugnuts Racing Tuesday Night Throwback Series. What do you say we do our first Crank It Up of the year here, Rachel?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Hey folks, we're back here with the Loose Lugnuts Tuesday Night Throwback Series. Oh Lord have mercy. If y'all only knew what was going on behind the scenes over here. But right now, you got Brandon Thornhill with Jeffrey Merck right there, third and fourth, if I could talk. and Thornhill underneath Merck. Merck up into the wall, and around goes Jeffrey Merck. What in the world? Caution's going to be out. Wow, 61 complete. We got a yellow on the racetrack, Rachel. Again, we've seen that earlier with Scott Patton, and when they went side by side, Patton went way up the racetrack. This time it was Merck.
Right. And unfortunately for Merck, I mean, he just lost control of the car. With Patton, at least he was kind of able to save it and keep going. But it's pretty obvious now, though. I mean, just looking that Scott Patton, he must have got damage on that front end because I mean he's currently back to 7th and he hasn't really, moved up any positions.
So difficult when that happens, to keep your momentum up and everything going the way it should be. As again, we are back under caution. 62 complete of the 125 here at Rockingham tonight. And I am aware we got some buffering going on YouTube. We're just trying to work through it at the moment. 63 of 125 in the books. The Lugnuts 2 Racing Tuesday Night Throwback Series. Season number 2, race number 2 at Rockingham, and we're 63 laps complete here tonight.
Right, and obviously, with that caution, you got quite a few of these cars just coming down pit road. I don't blame them. To get that probably some new tires again, and which this would obviously put these guys on one set left. So, and also good job to Merck for.
Yeah, he did a wonderful job there keeping the car under him. As again, we are 63 of 125 in the books tonight from Rockingham, in Rockingham, North Carolina. And I think that may be Jeffrey Merck's wife over there doing the face palm. So there we go. Well, Mrs. Merck, yeah, he lost it. Yep.
Yeah, but even though he lost it, he probably used the fast repair because he's currently in 5th, even though he had that incident. So I'm thinking that that's what he must have done.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too. As we continue to run here, 64 of 125 complete here at Rockingham Speedway tonight. And we will get ready to go back green in just a moment. So a little over halfway through this one, Rachel.
Yeah, I mean, it's going by pretty fast. But if you look at who we've got up front, we've got some brand new people up to the front. You've got James Haney and you've got Dylan Gonas in 1st and 2nd. So.
Well, here's the problem with that. Neither one of them took tires. So,
Yeah.
This may or may not be good for them up front right now.
Right, because Merck and Justin Michael both came down, and I can almost guarantee they took tires. So, yeah, this could hurt them. Possibly.
The only thing that helps them now is they've got an extra set over everybody else. So everybody else in the field should have one set left, versus
Right.
James and Dylan should have 2 left on their pit stop.
Yeah, that would be right. Since they didn't stop. So it could be that they might be banking on another caution to happen, and then they can get tires in. I don't know. So we'll see.
We'll see. We're back underway here. Sorry about that. The camera froze. And we are having everything that could happen that I happened pretty much. 3 wide back in the pack. Wow. Yeah, that was a hectic restart. Gomez gets away with it out front. They were 3 wide mid-pack right there for a moment.
Right. Yeah, Dylan was able to get a really good start, but Haney not so much because Justin Michael pretty much was on his back bumper.
Yeah, this has been a crazy restart here. And look at this. Merck somehow, after spinning the car, is going for the race lead. How is that even possible?
Yeah, Mark just kind of came from out of nowhere. But like you mentioned, though, Dylan is on old tires. So, I mean, it wasn't going to take much time for anybody to catch up with him. But then you've also got Randy in second right now, too.
And Randy looks to the outside of Merck. They're going to make slight contact down the back straightaway. Randy Arms going to power by Jeffrey Merck. Move Merck to second. Randy Arms to the lead. Scott Patton to third.
Yeah, and then you got Dylan that's currently in fourth, and he's just constantly falling back. And we and Keith Haney's in fifth. Obviously the ones that had the older tires, they're falling back through the field because everybody else is on fresh tires. So
Yeah, these old tires, you see it on your screen right now. That is Dylan Gonez there dropping back. Old tires on that car, and he is dropping like a stone off the side of the Titanic right now, down the back straightaway.
but you got
James,
Justin Michael that. Oh, sorry about that. Justin Michael ended up passing Dylan and moving up.
Yeah, Michael actually in front of Brandon now. Fifth and sixth. Merck sliding back into fourth right now. 71 of 125 laps complete here tonight from the Rockingham Speedway.
You've got Scott Patton that's definitely closing that gap between him and Randy. I mean, he's at like 0.3 of a second right now.
So I'm going to try to translate Mrs. Merck for Rachel. So we got the face palm on the spin, right? Now we have the little emoji with the smiley face with the little hands like clapping. So I think that's a good sign. Now that Merck's moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, because I mean, after that incident, to say that he took that fast repair and he still ended up in the top 5. Yeah, I think she's happy about that. At least he didn't move back too far.
Well, he's back to 6 now. He just lost his spot to Michael, but nevertheless, it could have been a lot worse, right? He did lose the race car, so it could have been a lot worse than what it is now.
Right.
But right now, Thornhill sitting in fourth at the moment. Randy Arms leads. Scott Patton is second right now. 74 of 125 laps complete.
Patton, though, is still closing that gap, though, because I mean he's dropped it down to like a little over 0.2 of a second now. So he's definitely coming for Randy.
Yeah, he is all but there now, halfway down the back straightaway. 76 of 125 on the board here for the Tuesday night Throwback series here on Extreme Sim TV. Randy Arms leads. Scott Patton in second. Patton second. Arms leads. How much momentum would it be if Randy Arms come out here and won the first 2 races right off the bat this year?
To be honest, I could see him doing it. I mean, last season, how many did he win? What, like 8? 8 races, I believe?
Like 8 races, yeah.
Yeah. So that wouldn't surprise me if he would come out here and win this one. Win the first race of the year of this season. So yeah, I mean, you just never know with Randy, but I mean, I'm sure he's gonna try and dominate this season as well.
Well, you want to hear a funny statistic?
Yeah, go ahead.
Last season, Randy's first win was in race 2 of the season when they went to Atlanta for race 2. So, he won the first one this time out, looking to get the second one just like last season. And again, right now, 79 on the board this time by. So great racing right now at Rockingham Speedway here for the Tuesday Throwback Series here on Extreme Sim TV. 79 of 125 complete.
You got a possible battle going on between Keith Haney and Brandon Thornhill. Yeah, Brandon actually just passed up Keith.
Great job, Brandon into third. 80 on the board this time by. Alrighty, folks, as we're 80 complete here at Rockingham Speedway, Jeffrey Merck into the top five. Look at Keith Haney there in fourth. Dylan Gomez back there in seventh. Justin Michael in eighth. Rob Haynes in ninth. And Jack Watts in 10th. Caution on the
Caution's out.
racetrack.
And I did not see where that was. I must have been closer towards the back.
I'm wondering if it was Brian again. Yep, Brian around back straight away. Going to bring the caution out. I think that's maybe the third caution involving Brian here tonight. But yellow out once again. Now, what is interesting, we get this yellow with Randy Arms leading. Remember, they only have one more set of tires. You think everybody comes down here, or they'll split the...
That, I don't think everybody will come down, to be honest. Now, I do think that Keith Haney and Dylan Gonis will, because obviously they didn't take tires last time. So I think because obviously they're running on old tires, I think they'll come down. But I don't think everyone will.
Yeah, I can kind of see it going that way as well, as we're coming to 83 on the board. And nobody up front. Patton comes down. Patton, Burke, Reeves. So about a half and half split here. Actually, 3 cars stayed out. It was Arms of Thornhill and Keith. The only 3 staying out. That's a little bit surprising.
Yeah. I actually heard Thornhill say that he was staying out. So, but yeah, I mean, I was expecting more to stay out and not actually go down pit road. But it could be, once again, that people might be banking on another caution. So, that might be the strategy that they're trying to play. I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Well, folks, we'll be right back here at Rockingham for the restart here in just a moment on Extreme Sim TV. Alrighty, folks, we are back once again. Thank you for sticking with us. Randy Arms jumps out to the race lead. Rachel, great restart for Randy. Thornhill right
Yeah,
there trying to hang on to second.
yeah. Unfortunately, Thornhill didn't get that great of a start.
Yeah, and here comes those fresh Goodyear Eagles underneath of him as well.
Yeah, I had a feeling that him staying out. I mean, because you got. I mean, Patton is on fresh tires, and he's not. So, yeah, that definitely didn't work to his advantage.
Back in the pack around Merck and these guys back here, they were 3 wide there for a moment, was able to work it out. Jeffrey Merck gonna hang on to the top 5 right now. Justin Michael, Dylan Gomez, Rob Haynes, all these guys in a bunch. But fresh tires coming to the back bumper, Randy Arms right now. Wow. There's nothing Randy's going to be able to do, I don't think, to hold these fresh tires back there.
Right. Yeah, that's the only thing. I did notice in that backpack though, with Merck and Gonus. Gonus was trying to run that high line, and it just was not working out for him.
3 wide for the race lead. Rachel up front. It was Patton. And alongside with Reeves and Arms. Now 3 wide all the way back. Reeves to the bottom. Here comes the 87. Justin Michael going to feed to the bottom. Patton stuck in the middle. Arms on the very outside. Arms going to get in the fence. 1 car sideways. Somehow they all keep it straight. And Mitchell Reeves comes through that with the race lead. Now Patton diving down on Reeves into 3 and 4. Great racing up front. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, unfortunately for Justin Michael,
Oh,
getting
trouble up
loose.
front. We got a car sideways. That was Mitchell Reeves. It was Merck got in the back. Oh, sorry about that, Rachel. They were battling for the lead, and Merck ran right in the back of Reeves.
Yeah, I ended up seeing that, but good job to Reeves for actually holding on to that car.
We're 91 complete, Rachel. What a fight this is up front.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely battling. I mean you've got Randy. I mean he's trying to get back up there towards the front, but it's just I think him being on those older tires is just not working for him.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. You know, if we don't get a caution, the problem is Randy's going to be out in La La Land here.
Right. Yeah, because he's just falling further and further back because of that.
Meanwhile, Patton works to the bottom of Reeves. Reeves holds him off. Here comes Jeffrey Merck. Remember, folks at home, Merck spun that car out earlier in tonight's race. And right now, he is putting up a fight right there with Reeves, Patton, and himself. Man, oh man, Rachel, who is your pick as this race kind of winds down to the last 30 laps here tonight?
Um, I'm gonna go with Mitchell on this one. Like I'd like to see him get a win. Um, possibly hold off Pat and Merck. It'd be interesting though if Merck gets around him. And they have to battle it out with them being teammates. You know.
Yeah, it definitely
You
would.
have to get around Mitchell, but he's just not getting that run.
There you go. He finally got it down there in 3 and 4. Rachel was able to get the momentum. Reeves going to backpedal now behind Merck. Merck to second. And what would it mean for Merck if he could fight through here and get the win here tonight after a self spin?
Yeah, I mean, Merck's kind of had a weird night so far, and if he'd be able to, to come out and win this thing, I mean, um, I'm sure he would definitely be happy about that. So,
97 this time by the 125 on the board here at Rockingham.
it looks like I'm just kind of going towards further back in the field. Randy Arms currently in the 8th position. So, yeah, he's just falling further and further back. Same thing with Brandon Thornhill. He's currently in ninth, and that's all because they stayed out with old tires.
98 on the board here of 125, Patton and Merck. Your front two cars, Reeves in third right now.
It looks like Reeves has kind of fallen off the pace a little bit between Patton and Merck, because Reeves is about six tenths of a second off the pace. So he's kind of fallen back a little bit.
Patton up front, 100 of 125 on the board this time by.
Yeah, they only got 25 laps to go for this race, so right now is pretty much the time to make it count. Oh, caution's out.
Well, as we were about to say that, let's see if we can find what happened. Was it Keith Haney this time? Look here, what happened. 101 going on the board, yellow back out here tonight. Not sure what brought the yellow out to me. But nevertheless, back under caution once again with less than 25 to go. And folks, we got to get ready to take a commercial break here. We got to give a shout out to our channel sponsor, Grid Finder, here in a moment. But before we do that, Rachel, what have you thought about tonight's race so far?
Oh, I mean, this race has been really good. I mean, we've definitely had a lot of battles. We've had new people, that we normally don't see race, in this series, come in, come in for this race. So it's been really interesting. Oh, and just to let you know, the caution was thrown due to Trent Drum spun out. I'm not sure. I don't think anybody else was involved, but he spun out, so that's why the caution was thrown.
In 4. All right, folks, we're going to step away for that commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the restart here from Rockingham. All right, race fans, I want to take this time to thank our sponsors, GridFinder.com. GridFinder is the easiest way to find online sim racing leagues for iRacing, Assetto Corsa, Competizione F1 2020, or Vector 2, and many more. Racing sims and games alike. You can find leagues in the UK, US, Europe, Australia, and more. Head to gridfinder.com where you will find all the leagues you see here on Extreme Sim TV, as well as many more. Alternatively, if you have a league or a community yourself and you're watching this, get yourself signed up on the site and join the other 1,000 leagues currently registered on Grid Finder. Find your place on the grid. Alrighty, folks, back here up north, Rockingham. If I could think of the right track, we started Thursday, North Wilkesboro. That's Thursday, Watkins, ma'am. We're at Rockingham here tonight. Rachel, ready here? We're going to have a 20 lap dash today.
Yeah, I mean, you got Mark, Patton, Reeves, and Justin Michael, who's made his way back up to the front. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting start.
Basically, a 20 lap dash here at Rockingham Speedway. Front row, Jeffrey Merck, Scott Patton. Nobody coming down pit road this time by. We're ready for the restart. Green in the air, and we are underway again at Rockingham. Great start to Scott Patton.
Yeah, Scott Patton was able to get a really good start. Mark, unfortunately, is falling back.
He just didn't get going like he may have missed a shift there as they come up through the gears here. Coming to 20 laps left in this one in race number 2 at Rockingham Speedway this week. All right, 20 to go at Rockingham here tonight. Burt slides up the racetrack. Justin Michael takes the spot. 20 to go.
Right. I mean, you got Mitchell Reeves that was able to get around Mark, so now he's currently in second, trying to close that gap between him and Patton.
They're doing a great job keeping things clean here down the front straightaway. 19 laps to go. Jeffrey Mert to the inside here. Side by side with the 87. He's in deep and he's going to get turned sideways through 1 and 2. Wow, Mert got turned sideways. Trying to get a camera on him. And there is the caution. It was for Jeffrey Mert getting turned around. Let's take a look at it here. And got in there a little deep, got sideways, then got some help. And just never could gather it up. Just one of them deals, one of them racing deals, Rachel.
Right. It looked like there was another car involved, but oh, okay. Yeah, there was another car that was involved. That would have been
Rob Haynes,
Rob
maybe?
Haynes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for Mert going, getting turned around there, trying to gather it up. And it's so hard once you get hit that hard, gather that race car up, and you see them both ending up on the apron here. And man, oh man, just unfortunate for both of them.
Right. Especially, with us only having, 18 laps to go. Um, yeah, it's really unfortunate. Unfortunately for Merck, he doesn't have that fast repair anymore. So, it could possibly be, if he has to tow or anything like that, it might be the end of his night.
Well, luckily he didn't have to tow, and it actually looks like really he doesn't have
Any
too much
damage?
damage on that
Oh,
car.
okay.
However, I don't know that he has any tires left to put new tires on it.
Right. Um, I don't think so. I believe he came down right pit road that last time. So yeah, I think he's completely out of tires. I think they're all pretty much out of tires except for Dylan Gonis and Keith Haney might still have their last one because they didn't come down pit road as often as everybody else did. So
We got a couple of cars coming down. Rob Haynes coming down.
he might be able to use a fast repair if he doesn't, if he doesn't have a ton of damage. So
We'll see if they actually put tires on it. Or we're gonna watch and see. I don't. He may have one set left, possibly for the driver of the 199 on pit road. Getting the car fixed. We'll see if it goes up in the air at all. I'm not seeing it go up in the air, so he must not have any tires left for that car. He's just working on getting that car worked on a little bit and fixed back up. Again, it'll be about a 15 lap dash when we go green here tonight with Scott Patton leading with Mitchell Reeves to his outside. Randy Arms back there alongside Justin Michael in that second row. Well, how are you feeling about the racing so far tonight here, Rachel?
Oh, so far, I mean, the race has been very interesting. I mean, we've had multiple lead changes. I mean, we also had, quite a few people come to the front that we normally don't see. Like for example, Justin Michael's had a great night so far. I mean, he did have some issues towards the middle of the race, but he was able to, still get himself back to the front. I mean, because he's running in third right now.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a race so far. Double file up front. Patton, Reeves, Randy Arms in your top four. Justin Michael there as well. 14 laps to go this time by.
So, who's your pick? Who do you think is gonna cross that, finish line first?
I'm going to go with Scott Patton. I think Patton's going to hold on here on this restart, pull away as the pace truck slows down, but I'm going to go with Scott Patton.
Green, green, green.
All right, I'm gonna go against you then, and I'm gonna go with Mitchell Reed.
Well, I tell you what, Reeves got a decent restart, not as good as Patton. He's actually going to get passed here by Justin Michael. The man's going to have to get back up there and get something done here.
Yeah, I mean, but Justin Michaels, like I said, he's had a really good run
Oh,
tonight. So
holy cow. Justin Michael was shot out of a cannon. He's going to go to the bottom to Scott Patton.
yeah,
Oh, wow. Oh, no. Oh, Michael out of shape. Arms involved, arms around. Thornhill drives through it. No caution, and now the yellow is out.
oh,
And there goes Randy Arms. Yellow out. Wow. Well, then.
yeah, I was not expecting a caution this fast.
Now, it looks like Reeves got in there hot on Patton, grabbed the brake, or Michael, excuse me, got in there hot on Patton, grabbed the brake, and poor Randy had really nowhere to go at that point.
Oh, yeah, I see. I see what you mean.
So we'll stack them back up with 12 laps to go. We'll see if anybody elects to come to pit road to attempt anything. You would think Randy Arms might here with 11 laps to go this time by. Randy coming down. Kind of expected here. Get that Castrol Chevrolet fixed up.
I wonder if he still has a fast repair.
You know, I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm actually thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I believe he does, though. I don't think he's used it, so that might be what he ends up
I
doing.
wonder if he's got an extra set of tires here. We're about to find out, but. And in the box he goes. Or is fixed. Let's see. Doesn't take any tires, so he must be out of tires as well. But he did have that fast repair to get that car fixed up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he might not have tires, so left. Because I really don't think most of them have tires. Like I said, I think there was only Dylan Gonis and Keith Haney. I think were probably the only ones that still had one set left.
So we're coming to 10 to go here, Rachel. Patton again up front. Reeves now to second. Thornhill to third for this restart. Once we get it going here in a moment. So that top three is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you've got Justin Michael in fourth, but I'm also wondering, when that incident happened with Randy, if he got any damage from that. So that could actually he does. He does have damage on the side of his car. So that could potentially hurt him on this restart too.
So we are ready. Go back green with 9 laps to go. So 9 to go this time by. Lights should be off on the iRacing pace truck. Will come to green this time by. It'll be 8 to go at the stripe. And right now it's going to be Scott Patton, Mitchell Reeves, Brandon Thornhill, your top 3 here tonight.
Not trying to be biased, but I kind of hope that Thornhill actually gets a good restart because I don't know, his restarts haven't been that great. So I'm kind of hoping.
Yeah, when your wife goes, yeah, your restarts haven't been that great. That's not very good. Here we go, 8 to go this time by. Patton, Thornhill, Reeves, your top 3. Green flag going to wave, and well, what do you think? Passable restart for Thornhill?
It was okay. It was all right.
One guy had a great restart. That was Patton, and Patton is gone. He is checked out down the back straightaway.
Yeah.
Trouble turn 2. That's going to be a big mess off of turn number 2. And Merck on his lid, and yellow is out. Jeffrey Merck's night is over. That car is going to be on its lid, caution out with 8 to go.
Ooh, yeah, that was a horrible wreck. Yeah, unfortunately for Merck, you know, he used his fast repair already.
Oh, he
So
got turned and then ramped up over top another car. Wow.
I couldn't see what other car was involved though.
We'll see
Who is that?
who that is. We'll get another shot of this as Jeffrey Merck.
Oh, I believe that was Rob Haynes that that was actually involved in it too.
Let's see what we can find here. As they went down into the corner, that was the 55 on the very bottom, lit up into Merck here. It's going to be tight. That was tight racing 3 wide as we watching on the slow motion camera here. They were very tight 3 wide here as they come off of turn 2, and it just doesn't work out. Wow. Oh man, the 60 and the 55 is going to make contact. Merck's going to start to come around, and at that point, you're just a passenger.
Yeah, there was nothing that Merck could have done. Oh, so I just saw Scott Patton. Um, I don't know if he just came down pit road or what happened.
Ooh, and we'll check on that as soon as we get done here. And it was John Pansula that went up and under the 60 machine of Jeffrey Merck and just launched that car into the sky. Wow. Big incident for Merck. Wow. That car is pretty much done for the evening. And we will find out what's going on with Patton. No, Patton's still up front, looks like. So,
He wasn't for a moment. He just ended up coming up in front of Thornhill, and I'm not sure what happened because he was by pit road. And then he had to go underneath the apron. He was on the apron and drove all the way up to the front. So I don't know if something happened with his car, but he wasn't there at first.
alright, we're looking at it now. Looks like he pulled over onto the apron, comes to a stop, Thornhill passes him. Reeves passes him. 07 to 77 passes him. 83 passes him. Then he just gets back going like he had to stop for something.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I didn't know if something had happened with his car or what, that he stopped like that and then he drove on the apron all the way back up to the front.
Yeah, 10-4, but they're double file. We're ready to go green with 3 laps to go, Rachel. So Patton will lead here. Thornhill to the outside. Reeves in third. We'll get ready to go back green once again. So here we go. Pace cars off. Rachel coming to green. Green, white, checkered, pretty much.
Green, green, green.
And again, Patton getting a pretty good start there, but Thornhill able to slide down into second with 3 to go.
Yeah, I mean, Patton was able to, get a good run as usual. I mean, he's pretty good on these restarts. But you also got Mitchell Reeves behind Thornhill too. That's, trying to close that gap. So
2 laps to go. Here comes Thornhill. He's got to run at Patton. Can he get there? Here comes Reeves as well. 3-car breakaway out front. 2 laps to go. Thornhill trying to close the gap to get to the back bumper of Patton. Into 3 and 4. Patton up the racetrack. Thornhill able to hold it a bit lower. 1 lap to go. Thornhill into the outside wall and around. White flag in the air. And Scott Patton's going to get away from it. Thornhill around out of 4. Coming to the checkered flag this time by. What Rachel looks like Scott Patton is going to lead this one.
oh, yeah.
Patton out of turn number 4 will get the win here tonight. Mitchell Reeves, second battle. Battle there for third, and it was Keith Haney at the stripe, getting by the 87 of Justin Michael for third.
Well, I just found out what happened with Thornhill. Blew a tire.
Oh my word.
Yeah. So,
Wow, what a ending to this race here tonight.
yeah, that was not expected.
Well, folks, we're going to grab your interview with your race winner here in just a moment, as it was Scott Patton holding on for the win here tonight. Alrighty, folks, back here, and we're getting ready to talk to Scott Patton, your race winner of race number 2 out of Bandit Motorsport. Hey, Scott, Matt, and Rachel in the booth. Got a copy?
Matt, Rachel, what's going on?
Well, man, brand new looking race car, and you're going to bring it to victory lane here tonight, brother.
How about it? We got a new season, new paint. It's 603 Qs. It's a company my brother started in New Hampshire here. 603 is the area code. He makes billiard sticks for high quality billiard sticks up here in New Hampshire and ships anywhere in the U.S. You might even say New England's premier billiard cue making shop.
There you go. You got it in there anyway, didn't you?
Oh yeah, heck of a race, man. I thought we were out of this early on. I don't honestly don't remember what happened early on. We got behind the power curve a little bit, saved tires on a pit stop, went to the back of the field, and things kind of worked out with the yellows in our favor. Took tires when we needed to under the later cautions, and brought them down here. And Mitchell and all those guys, Mitchell, Randy Arms, back fighting here, just as he always has, and Justin Michael, heck of a job for his run here. Almost a podium for Bandit Motorsports there, but yeah, Justin I know has a lot less experience than most of us in these cars that have raced all the last season, but he did a heck of a job up here, and yeah, and here we are, first time in the season with the new paint job.
We did a great job, Mr. Scott Patton, getting it done here tonight at Rockingham. First win of season 2, buddy. Way to get the ball rolling here, buddy.
That's the goal. We had a rough start, I think, last week, but we'll see what we can't do for the rest of the season here. See if we can't line up those win stickers on the roof here.
Alrighty, man. Well, anybody like to thank before I let you go?
I think we covered them. Covered the sponsors. You guys certainly had. Let me get this right, Matt. Give me a second. Extreme Sim TV. How'd I do?
Did good.
Yeah, you and Rachel. Looking forward to watching the broadcast with you, and or later on, rather, I should say. And I think that's it. Just loose Lugnuts for putting on the summer series. I know we're limited this season, but Tuesday nights is a blast. Looks like a solid group of drivers here, and looking forward to the whole season.
Alrighty, man. Well, great job, Scott Patton. Winner of race number 2 here tonight.
Thanks. Gotcha.
All right, we'll get Mitchell Reeves up here. Talk to him. All right, let's get Mr. Reeves. Mitchell Reeves, Matt up here in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
All righty, man. Bringing her home second here tonight. Great finish, buddy.
Yeah, it was a good bounce back from last week. The caution kind of fell there in our favor. We were able to get some newer tires on it, but yeah, Scott and I and I believe it was Randy there. We were 3 wide there for a little bit. That was some fun racing there for about 5 or 10 laps, and then you just had to hit your marks right to get a heck of a run. And I think I was pretty even with Scott, but with all those restarts at the end when you're on the outside, it's really tough to do anything with them there on the bottom. So bringing home P2 for the second race of the Over the Top Throwback Series, not bad. Keeps us in the points hunt for sure.
Well, man, you did a great job. Congratulations, coming home second here tonight in a great, hard-fought battle here, getting it done this evening.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I can't wait for Richmond next weekend, but gotta give you a shout out to my fiance Caitlin for everything she does and supports me in. Love her to death for always. Huge shout out to Over the Top Motorsports, Jeffrey Mert, Brandon Thornhill. Brandon really had a heck of a shot there at the end. I think he got loose coming out of exit and it kind of messed it up a little. But yeah, we'll definitely give it another whack at it next week. And another huge shout out to Extreme Sim TV for the all year broadcast for the Over the Top Throwback Series. Can't wait to go back and watch it for sure.
10-4, man. Well, congratulations. P2 here tonight, Mitchell Reeves.
Also, huge shout out to Over the Top Paints and Designs from John Hedrick. Thank you, Matt.
No problem, buddy. Congrats, my man. All right, and we've got one more. Who ended up grabbing third? I don't see P3 in TeamSpeak. Do you, Rachel? Yeah.
I don't think so. No, he's not in here.
Well, unfortunately not in here, but with that being said, Rachel, it was a fun night overall. So, Rachel, what are your thoughts as we head to Richmond next week?
I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I mean, if the racing's, anything like what we saw tonight, um, you know, I think it's going to be a really interesting race. I mean, we had more cautions than I would have liked, but overall, I mean, it definitely, kept you on the edge of your seat though, because I mean, we just weren't expecting some of the stuff to happen, especially towards, we're talking about the very end of the race. Thornhill ends up, going from third back to 12th. So, um, yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but I mean, congrats to Patton and Reeves and Haney. So,
Alrighty, folks. Well, that's going to do it for tonight's coverage of the Over the Top Designs Tuesday Night Throwback Series. It was a great night. We'll see you next week in Richmond. As always, thank you to Mrs. Thornhill for coming up here with me. And we will see you in Richmond next Tuesday. Until then, everyone stay safe. Have a great night, and God bless.